Jesse, why did she get probation?
It doesn't make sense to me. This seemed like a pretty easy case to go with attempted murder, especially not when
the guy's doing all his investigating.
He's the expert witness.
Right? Yeah.
He's the lead investigator. He's the expert witness. He's going to. And remember, he was the one who came forward and said, not like she was trying to hurt me. She was trying to poison me. And usually they go forward. They say, we're not going to take this to trial. Might be hard to prove that attempted murder. They had so much evidence here. I don't quite get it.
Julie, any explanation?
So I think we don't always know what's happening behind closed doors. And it's clear that there's mitigation because, remember, part of the deal was that she would get mental health treatment.
Right.
So one assumes that there was mental health issues. And I think the prosecutor always takes into account what the victim wants. And remember, they have a child in common. So I don't think he's going to be wanting to be the person that put his wife's, the mother of his child in jail.
Donte, you've probably had a lot of clients with mental health issues who didn't get a break like this, right? I mean, you know, I think most criminal defendants have some mental health issues.
Absolutely.
And so the idea is that the explanation, do you think?
Listen, if I had a case where they have motive, right? They were going through a divorce, there's a life insurance policy, it's on video, and everything is laid out, and I can just say, oh, they have some mental health issues, can we get probation?
Right.
I'll be the best criminal defense attorney in the world. But it doesn't happen that way.
But I think Julie's point, let me play, this is the judge. I think he really did take into consideration what the victim in this case wanted. This is number one.
The victim recommends probation and mental health treatment rather than punishment with more jail and/or prison, which the court takes into account.
But it doesn't always end up being enough when the victim doesn't want it.
Especially when you're facing attempted murder.
Right.
And sometimes, in fact, they don't even need the victim to show up for court.
Right.
And they go forward with the case regardless. So to say the victim didn't want her to be in jail, so we're going to allow someone that we know tried to poison someone for weeks in 2 different countries to just get probation is bizarre.
Remember, the basis of the case, though, is the complainant. He's the one who took the videos. He's really the only witness. So I think he is going to have a bigger impact on what the decision-making is. And I hate to minimize this, but he survived and he actually wasn't injured at all.
Well, it is attempted murder, not murder.
Yeah.
I understand, but he was not gravely injured. Would this have been different if he died? Obviously. But remember, he is the witness. There's no one else.
This guy's like a scientist. I mean, let me play another piece. Let me play another piece. So this is the husband, again, testing the coffee machine. This is number 2.
Tonight's the night I caught her on video. So let's test this water. It's gonna be purple. Boom. I knew it.
He was 1 second away from being qualified as an expert.
Yeah,
in this case.
exactly.
What are your qualifications?
Yeah.
But look, the charge that he actually pled guilty to is two years in prison. Excuse me, that she pled was 2 years in prison. And so the fact that there's nothing, like no incarceration time, is not only concerning in that point, but you mentioned they have a child, right? I would be concerned as the judge allowing her to be in their lives.
But I don't know we don't know anything about whether ACS is involved, child welfare.
That's true.
And we also don't know the extent of the mental health issues. It's not normal, by the way, that your husband, at least my husband, doesn't check to make sure I'm not poisoning him. So there might be something that was going on with her.
If she has mental health issues, I'm not advocating for her to not get jail time so she could be around our child. Right? That's not what I'm doing. And also, she did spend a year in prison leading up to this case and the guilty plea. So I'm sure the judge factored that in as well. If it's a 2-year sentence for prison, she spent 1 year in. So I'm sure that factored in a little bit as well.
And I'm sure it's different than the Corey Richins case, where there was so much built up about a motive to kill. You know, there was this idea of financial.
But that's a case where, again, this is the woman who wrote a book about grief.
Right.
And she actually was the one who was now accused of killing her husband.
Right.
But he's dead.
He's dead, and there was so much. Right, no, he's dead, but there was also so much built on about how she obtained the pills to ultimately poison him, the financial stealing from him. So it was more egregious in that case, you could argue.
But the same facts are here.
He's
divorce.
dead.
He's dead. He's dead. But there is attempted murder for. There's attempted murder for a reason. But how many times do we cover cases where someone, hires a hitman to kill someone? Attempted murder is a charge for a reason.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.